Hello, welcome to Smokey Joe's Passover Kitchen. Today we're going to make a classic Bolognese ragu and we're going to serve it over zoodles. Perfect recipe for Passover, and if you don't know what zoodles are, I'm going to tell you in a second. But let me just show you. We've got 2 pounds of nice ground beef, and what you want is a fattier cut, not a leaner cut, because you want the fat to contribute to the overall ragu. And we've got 2 cups of onions, a cup of carrots, half a cup of celery, salt and pepper, garlic, olive oil, and white wine, okay? And this is just a wonderful dish. It's light, it's refreshing. If you're looking for something on the lower calorie side, the zoodles help bring it together. If you don't know what zoodles are, they are zucchini noodles. Perfect for Passover, okay? And we just need to steam those for a minute or two and then put the ragu over that, and that's gonna make a complete lunch, meal, or even a light supper. Follow me over to the stove as we start to cook everything. So in our Dutch oven, we are going to start with 3 tablespoons of olive oil. We're gonna let that get hot. And then we're going to add our onions first. And we're going to let that cook for 4 and 5 minutes before we add our onions or carrots. Okay, so we've been sweating these onions for about 5 minutes. And now we're going to add in our celery and our carrots. Everything is finely diced. And we're gonna let that stew for another 5 to 6 minutes as well. Then we'll be ready to add in our ground beef. Okay, so as you can see, I've pushed my vegetables to one side and I'm ready to start adding in my meat. And we're just gonna drop it in. Oh, hear the sizzle, so that's a good sign. It'll brown. And I'm going to take the vegetables and I'm going to put them on the other side now. Just let that cover up the meat. And as soon as you've added your meat, you want to add your salt so that it helps the juices come out of the meat. And that will contribute to the sauce greatly. Okay, we're just gonna let this brown with the lid off for about 5 or 6 minutes. So with the meat still a little bit pink, but almost thoroughly cooked through, I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of garlic. And I'm going to add in 1 cup of white wine. Okay. Give it a little stir. We're gonna let that white, ooh, that smells good. I wish you could be here to smell that. And we're gonna let that cook off for another 30 seconds or so. And then we're going to add our crushed tomatoes. You can break up any clumps of meat as you're doing this. So the trick to this ragu is that once you've got all the ingredients in the pot, you need to let it stew for another 2 hours and just gently simmer at the lowest of simmers. Give that a stir. And this pot, I'm not going to cover because I want the liquid to evaporate ever so gently and condense into a nice, rich, thick sauce that is predominantly meat, but also tastes of the vegetables and the tomato. So our meat ragu is still cooking away. Notice that it's on a very gentle simmer. We've been cooking it for about 1.5 hours at this point, and it still has at least another hour to an hour and a half to go in order for it to reduce to the nice thick consistency that we want for our pasta dish. So as you can see, our meat ragu is really cooking down, and it's basically almost done. You can see the white bottom of the pan like that. That means there's very little sauce to continue cooking. And I would say that that is just perfect and ready to be served over the zoodles. So on top of our zoodles, we're gonna put the meat ragu. So in order to make zoodles, you need a spiralizer or another device similar to that. Really easy. Just put it in and crank it out. Couldn't be easier. And now we've got something delicious and ready to serve. Pasta for Passover. Yum, yum. So all you have to do with your zoodles is to drop them into a pot of steaming hot water. It doesn't even have to be boiling. A pinch of salt, and away they go. They need about 2 minutes. Because again, they're not pasta, you're not cooking it all the way through. You definitely don't want it to be mushy. You just want it to be nicely al dente. Okay, we are ready to, remove the zoodles. Yeah, looking like pasta. You have to put it in a little more than you think because it definitely cooks down. Oh, that's great. And I love that bright green color. And now we're going to sauce it with some of our ragu. And this is really a very healthy and very tasty Passover pasta dish. Wow. I'll tell you, you don't even miss the pasta. It's delicious. Low carb, high protein, good for you. B'tevon, thanks for watching.